மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.
Hey guys, and welcome back. And first of all, congratulations on making it to the final tactic of this course. If you made it this far, I hope that you've been enjoying these games and these positions as much as I have. We're going to end with a nice one. This is a game played by a good friend of mine, Grandmaster Alexander Shimonov from Russia, currently studying at Webster University. And playing black is a sub-expert level player by the name of Hassan Sob. And in this game, we're going to see some very masterful attacking technique by Shimonov. Goes by Shima for short. So in this position, we have another very typical line. Shima goes for this move knight e5, stopping black's advance of e5. And going forward from this position, we're going to see a pretty similar structure to some games we've seen before, where white goes for the stonewall setup. I think we saw this in a Boris Grachev game, where there's future ideas of bishop h4. And in this game, we're going to see a really nice kingside attack with some nice tactics to finish things off. So going forward, b5, bishop h4, probably with immediate threat of bishop take f6. So black plays bishop e7, castling on bishop b7, and we'll go forward here after a3, a5, queen f3. White is already organizing some play on the king side. Now after this move, b4, I do want to point out that ideas involving bishop a4 don't lead to anything, as this bishop has already been developed to b7, defending the knight on c6. So here Shimonov goes for all-out kingside play, starting with this move, queen h3, which I do admire because white is essentially ignoring black's breakthrough on the queen side. The b pawn is creating some tension, but really exerting no threats, as white is ready to recapture on either a3 or c3. So there's no immediate breakthrough for black. And meanwhile, white is going to have all the fun. Queen h3 already has the tactical threat of taking on f6 and then winning h7 pawn. So black has to take some measure to prevent this. In the game, black played this move, pawn g6, which is perhaps the first mistake. Black probably should have gone a different path here. Perhaps playing h6 would be a safer option. But even here, white would have a lot of potential. Some idea like g4 with the follow-up g5. White's position is already very strong. So seeing what happened in the game, after pawn g6, white brings another piece closer to the king. And in this case, white just wants to play knight g5 and have a juicy target on f7, which could be attacked by both the knights in some cases. So black here tries to divert the focus back to the queen side by playing b3, but this really accomplishes nothing after bishop b1. Now the queen side is completely locked down, and white can basically devote full focus to the kingside attack. And after this next move, knight d7, it is an attempt to trade pieces, and this is an idea when you're on the defensive side. You do want to look for ways to trade and perhaps relieve some of the pressure. But as we can see, white is more than ready to find some tactics here, as the pieces are very harmoniously placed, working together beautifully. A lot of nice attacking potential for white. The only piece that is out of play is a rook on a1, but really black doesn't need or white doesn't need that piece to carry through with the attack. Another thing I want to point out here is the majority of black's pieces are on the queen side. Like, all of these pieces are really doing nothing that useful to defend the black king, and the majority of white's pieces are on the king side. So whenever you see this type of situation, it's usually a sign that you'll have a strong attack, or you can afford to sacrifice to essentially make use of your pieces, which are on the same side as your opponent's king. And in this position, that's what we'll see. Very nice sacrifice from the Grandmaster. Knight take f7, completely blowing apart any shelter that the king has. And the point of this move is actually really nice. After king take f7, white plays a very simple, quiet move, which is perhaps unexpected, but has a lot of venom to it. Bishop to g3. Looks like a retreating move, but it has two very nice threats. Obviously, queen take h7 to win the pawn and attack the king, and then the other threat being f5 with the discovered attack against the black queen, and then the threats of taking either way and opening up the f-file, getting this rook on f1 into play. So here black is under enormous pressure, and the position is almost just lost for black, as there's very few defensive resources here. What black tried in the game is king g7, and now white went for this move, knight g5. Pretty simple idea, hitting the pawn in e6, also hitting the pawn in h7. Black had to find some way to defend. I should mention a move like bishop take g5 runs into f take g5, hitting the queen on c7. If the queen were to move away, there's actually a really nice finish that white has here, as there's so much attacking potential with these pieces. White can play bishop take g6, h take g6, and then queen h6, king g8, queen take g6, and just a formality before checkmate comes on h4. So in the game, black did not take on g5, but rather played knight to f8, attempting to defend these two targets. And Shima just went for this breakthrough, pawn f5, opening up the bishop, attempting to open up the f-file, and also creating some pressure with this bishop. So f5 is a very multi-purpose move, not to mention e6 is also attacked. So this move basically attacks in so many different directions. The black queen had to move here, queen d8, and now another beautiful move from white, knight to f7, going into the heart of black's position, attacking the queen. And black didn't take the knight. If black were to take the knight, very bad things would happen to black after f take g6. Let's say h take g6. Oh, h take g6 is not possible. It's double check. My apologies. The king would have to move here. Let's imagine king to g7, and white is delivering mate. Let's say rook f7, king h8, g7, king g8, and now it's mate in two after taking by promoting to a queen and then mate on h7. So we can see how much fun white is having with just so many pieces ready to pounce on the king side. And after knight f7, black moves queen d7, getting out of the attack, but white just continues the attacking massacre, f take g6, and now bishop g5 played. We're just going to go forward here because white just has so many different ways to win. Knight take g5 played, winning back material, and white continues the attack. After taking on f8, white removes the defender of this h7 square, which is very nice for the queen, as we've seen in many lines. So after rook take f8, king take f8, now it's just a forcing continuation. Queen h8, queen g7, king g8, knight f7, and now the knight is entering d6. And I'm a little bit surprised black didn't resign, but I guess it just made the game more entertaining for the white side and for all the people who are watching this right now. White continues to win material and wins more material, and finally black resigns in this position. So this is yet another example of perhaps not one of these like one move tactics, but more a series of attacking and initiative type moves where white makes beautiful use of the harmony of the pieces, and hopefully the people watching this can gain some inspiration in how to prepare and execute an attack like this. So really hope you guys enjoyed not just this game, but all the games in the course. And I'll do one more video to close things off with some final thoughts. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.